The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
We're starting with the story that's rocked Hollywood and has the whole world talking. The Harvey Weinstein scandal is going down in history as the worst kept secret in Hollywood. In 2016, Rose McGowan made headlines when she claimed that an unnamed studio head had raped her. A year later, Ashley Judd broke her silence, saying Harvey Weinstein harassed her during a breakfast meeting in his hotel room in 1997. Since then, the floodgates have opened, with all of Tinseltown speaking up. So far, at least 30 women, ranging from A-list actresses including Angelina Jolie and Gwyneth Paltrow, to former employees who worked with Weinstein, have shared their personal accounts of harassment and abuse. And now, actress Cara Delevingne has gone to Instagram, dropping a bombshell no one saw coming. Cara went to meet Weinstein in a hotel room for a meeting and found another woman there in the room. Cara said, "He asked us to kiss." Everybody's pointing fingers as to why the Weinstein sex scandal was a secret for so long. And after a very incriminating audio recording featuring a young Italian model repeatedly denying Weinstein's advances was made public.
Please come in. On everything. I'm a famous guy.
I'm feeling very uncomfortable right now.
Please come in now. And if you want to leave, when the guy comes with my jacket, you can go.
Yesterday you touched my breast.
Oh, please, I'm sorry. Just come on. I'm used to that. Come on.
Are you used to that?
Yes, come in.
No, I don't want to.
If you do this now, you will embarrass me. Go. Never call me again.
Weinstein's wife has officially left him, saying, "My heart breaks for all the women who have suffered tremendous pain because of these unforgivable actions. I have chosen to leave my husband."
I'm not doing okay. I gotta get help, guys. You know what? We all make mistakes. Second chance, I hope.
Wow. You know, we're not going to get into all of the disturbing details. You all have heard it by now. Now there are reports that have suggested he's headed to an Arizona rehab for sex addiction. So we wanted to focus a little bit more on this because it's so disturbing. The more details that are coming out, the more disturbing it becomes. And then, of course, there's this concept of I'm a sex addict. And we wanted to talk about whether or not this is legitimate, given everything that's going on, because we've seen this, I'll call it a card played time and time again, where I'm going to go to rehab.
There have been a number. Tiger Woods, we know that Michael Douglas came out and said, "Hey, I'm a sex addict. I need help." But they waited so long. They've been doing it for years and years and years.
And there's, of course, the question whether sex addiction is even a legitimate disorder. So
what do you think?
Well, I don't believe that we have evidence that it is yet. I'm not saying that I have a strict opinion that it is or not, but we do know for sure our diagnostic manual chose not to recognize it as a legitimate disorder. And there's a reason for that.
But yet it does. It recognizes gambling. You know, to me,
there's a reason for that.
You get the same kind of rush from that as you would from gambling or other compulsive behavior.
But it has more to do with why, right? So the eating disorder person isn't craving food. The sex addict isn't craving sex. What they're trying to do is escape an underlying problem: stress, anxiety, depression, shame. They're running away and using these immature behaviors that are...
Well, and that's exactly the point. Is we have research that gambling disorder is really evidence. There's evidence that says these people are trying to downregulate their affect dysphoria, that when they're feeling bad, they run to this as an escape. And so we have very good evidence of that. We do not have that level of evidence or scientific scrutiny yet for this idea of sex addiction, which we're calling a hypersexual disorder. So we do not.
And there's so much more to it than just sex. To me, there are just certain people out there who are into power, who are predators.
I think it's all about
and that's what I'm feeling here.
And that's part of the problem here, because when we think about somebody who has sex addiction and they say that, here's an issue where this is morally repugnant. People are very upset about it, and these people may be using it as an excuse. I'm not saying that there's some people who don't actually suffer from some kind of compulsory condition, but then the large majority is like, "Hey, honey, sorry I cheated. It's because I'm a sex addict. I'll go to treatment for 30 days, and I'll be fine." And that's part of the problem, is we don't even know what works for these people.
Well, let's talk about...
You can't deny. I mean, there's reports of him with actual rape cases, so... Power is a big part of it, but when you add those incidents to the equation, then it turns more into that sexual addiction.
I will say this: listening to that last recording was very disturbing. At the very end, thrown out, I'm famous, and then at the very end of it, don't ever call me again. That speaks to me of a lot more than sex addiction.